This is KiwaniTalk. My name is Ray Scaboria. I'll be your host for this evening's program. KiwaniTalk is a public information program brought to you from the facilities of WDHS at Dearborn High School by members of the Dearborn Kiwanis Club and students that help us in recording the shows. Today, I am very pleased to have as our guest the governor of the Michigan District of Kiwanis, Renea Callery, and Renea is in our club. She's the first member of the Dearborn Kiwanis Club that has become the governor.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
Michigan District. She's the first one.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Which it's an honor to have you on the show.
It's an honor to be
Renea.
here. It's an honor to be here.
But before we get into that, why don't give us a little background of where you grew up, where you went to school, and then what brought you to Kiwanis eventually.
Okay. I'm born and raised in Dearborn, so I've lived here 71 years and still want to live here. It's a great city to live in. And I went to Laurie Elementary School, well, through junior high, and then I transferred over to Fortson. And at that point, in the 10th grade, I was pulled out of my homeroom and told to go to another room. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? Why am I being pulled out of my class? Well, they put me in a room that ended up being the student council room. So I was somehow put on the student council at Fortson. I said, well, what do we do? And so it was basically what Kiwanis does right now. We organized food banks for kids and families at Christmas and at Thanksgiving. And we just kind of organized a bunch of community activity things representing Fortson. So that kind of started me on the path where I'm at now. I went to college. I didn't do too much there, but after I left, I went to work at Detroit Edison Credit Union. And at that point, I wanted to continue to give back. So there was another nonprofit organization called Executive Women International, and it was a group of women that were appointed by the executive of the businesses. And so I was the administrative executive to my CEO, and he said, Renea, you need to join EWI, is what we called it. Didn't know who they were, didn't know what they did, but I follow the rules, so I went and joined them. And I became president twice. Every position there was, I did. Then I moved on to the international board, and basically we did the same thing. We organized events for community, for kids in literacy was our big focus when I was there. And so we did what we called reading rallies, and we had, I set up a brick by book, building a school of readers in Southwest Detroit Elementary School. And for 5 years, the kids would have a cardboard house with a paper brick, and every time they read a book, they would write their name on the brick, take it down to the office. I had a little pickup truck. They would pull out a little prize. They would hear their name on the PA system, which was more than the prize. They loved hearing their name. And then they would put it on this cardboard house, thereby building a school of readers. Yeah. In the 5 years that I did that, the principal did tell me that we helped their 3rd grade class improve upon their reading skills. So I did that since 1992. In 2011, I retired from that company and kind of formed our own little group, so I kept in touch with literacy. And then a friend of mine said, you need to join Kiwanis. And I'm like, who's Kiwanis? What is Kiwanis? So I went to a meeting at the Detroit One Club, and the people were very friendly. And I learned, like, every club does something different. So I stayed with them just a few months because then I got a job. I retired, but I went back to work, and I scouted around in Dearborn. I have to be honest about that. I said, if I'm going to give my time, what is my value that's going to come back to me? So I went and visited the Dearborn Heights Club at that time. I also visited the Dearborn Outer Drive Club, and then I came to the Dearborn Club. And although the other clubs were also very welcoming, our club, Richard Netlow and Mike Marks, just welcomed me so nicely, and so I joined the Dearborn Club. And I don't know how to say no yet. I haven't learned that skill. But when they asked for someone they talked about our peanut program. Okay, they were looking for someone to lead it, but I wasn't paying attention to that part. and Don Killian was talking about the peanuts, and I said, well, I'll help you guys do this. And then he said, okay, you're the big goober.
Yeah,
so you guys kind of tricked me into volunteering, so that within just months of joining the Dearborn Club, I became the big goober and just steamed ahead with.
There's two jobs in the Dearborn Club that most people try and duck. One is president.
Yes.
Okay, and the other one is the big goober.
Big goober, yeah.
Because that's a little,
A lot of work, but so rewarding, and so I love doing that, the big goober, and honestly, I'm like, how else can I get involved, with this group? It was a fantastic group, and someone said, well, Etzel Ford is looking for an advisor for the Key Club. I'm like, what's the Key Club? So I was learning so much being in the club, and I met with the kids at Etzel back in 2017 or 18, and so I said, I would love to be your advisor. So I'd spent a lot of time with the high school students at Etzel, and we did community service, we did projects, they learned leadership, and now I am the advisor for high schools in Dearborn in a builders club. And I had a Circle K, which is our college level, but they're not up and ready yet. So that's how I got it.
I know there were several students that wanted the Circle K to go.
Yeah.
They were there, but they couldn't get a big enough group. It was a problem of not getting enough members.
Well, what the difference is with the college level, at high school, the Builders Club, middle school, high school, they're in the school. They live still in the area. Well, with Circle K, we had the U of M Dearborn. So that meant most of the students lived off campus, different cities, okay? Some lived in those apartments there. So it was very hard to bring, they're working, they've got schools, they've got sports. So it was very hard to keep saying, come on, let's do an event. We had a couple years of strong Circle K at Dearborn where the students, they did amazing things.
I know they had that one gala.
Yes, the fashion gala.
They earned a ton of money.
Yeah, they raised $9,000 that year. Yeah,
and they had picked a charity ahead of time. Mm-hmm. I can't recall, but that's a major effort for young people to do that. And
well, I think that's part of Kiwanis in the Key Club and Circle K and the advisors. It's to teach them how to plan meetings, how to work with a team, positivity, how do you deal with certain situations. So the kids they went from Key Club to college, and we lucked out. There was a couple students there that did an amazing job in planning it and raising money for another nonprofit organization.
I remember one of them was, well, I can't remember the names. You know them.
Ileana and Nadia and Alejandra.
Which was the one that got appointed to the school board?
That's Nadia. She was my favorite student at the time.
Is she still doing that?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She works for the Garden City Hospital works with the marketing department, and she is still on the school board, District 7 school board. She got voted in this time.
Now, they came from,
Annapolis.
Annapolis.
Yeah.
And honestly, she did so many things down there. Honestly,
she was a great leader in Annapolis.
Didn't they did wasn't it car washes? They did
car washes.
Car washes.
Yep.
They did them weekend after weekend.
And they did, and they started, and it was kind of like during the COVID, where Mayor Bazzi put together food banks for families. And so Nadia, with the connections that she had still being in high school, she's just a great leader. She's so energized. She's my energized bunny. But we brought kids from all over, and families would just come in, and we had all kinds of foods donated, and we did it like weekend after weekend, and then she did the car washes, and so it was a great.
That's right. She did car washes, and it was like a food pantry too.
Yes. And when we did the fall fashion, I thought Nadia and Ileana were actually college students. They were so mature, and I walked in, and they were planning this big gala, and I'm like, you don't need me here, but they did that, and I found out that they were just like a junior and senior in high school, putting this huge event together. And they did it 2 years in a row. Now they're so busy with their real life that it's hard to get them to come back and make another one.
And they're the ones that went to
U of M.
U of M.
Yes.
And they did it 1 year there.
Yes.
They were the motivation.
Yes,
for
they were the
it
motivators.
happening there.
Yep, and they've now both have really great careers going on,
Good.
still making a difference in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, we've been talking about all that. You're actually effectively the governor, is it the 1st of
October 1st.
October,
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe.
Yes.
So give us a little of the preliminaries to becoming the governor and the process of being installed.
Yes. Well, first of all, you're president of your club, and then we have what we call lieutenant governor. So a lieutenant governor has 3 or 4 or 5 divisions underneath her belt, depending on the geographical area. So after I became president, I didn't have anything to do. So I said, well, I'd like to try the lieutenant governor out. And so what that means is I would keep in constant contact with we had Colonial Plymouth, Garden City, Livonia, and Dearborn, and we had Canton for a minute. So I would constantly communicate with them via email. I'd go do a visit and just kind of make sure that they're getting out of Kiwanis what they need and they're giving back to the community what they need. So it was just a learning. You get to meet a lot of people, new people that are so dedicated to Kiwanis. So I did that for 2 years. Then I took a step back and said, I'm just going to enjoy being a Kiwanian. And at one of our divisional meetings downriver, I was approached to be governor. And that was it was during COVID, right, 18 and 19. And I wasn't a lieutenant governor yet. So I said, no, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I'm not ready for that. So then as soon as my lieutenant governor years were over with, another group of past governors approached me and said, Renee, we want you to run for governor. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means, but I'm working full time. I know it means a lot of time. So I've been in training as a governor-elect for a year now. And my education director and I put together, we'd started in February of 23, and every Monday up until August, every Monday night, I would have a Zoom call with my lieutenant governors under my district and divisions. So I have 21 lieutenant governors that I worked with to train them to go back to their clubs and help them out. Some clubs are struggling, so we want to strengthen those clubs. So for 3, 4, 5 months, our lieutenant governors were being educated. And then in March, we went away for a weekend in Lansing, and I had 21. And that was the first time in a long time that every lieutenant governor in the organization actually showed up for this training.
Congratulations.
So, yes, I was very pleased.
I imagine you called a few of them.
Nope.
They all just came.
But you know why I think they came? Because during the trainings that we had fun. We had fun. So they came and they learned a lot. I was so grateful. It was amazing that weekend. Yeah.
Well, we're going to have a short break in about a minute here, and afterwards, let's talk a little more about your plans for the coming year.
Yep.
And a little bit more. I was thinking you were talking about Zoom. That really helps because it allows the group to get together without having to get in the car and drive a long way.
Well, that's it. They up in Alpena, down river, so they're all over. So Zoom is. I still am Zooming with them.
So Renee Callery, Governor of the Michigan District of Kiwanis, will be back right after this short break.
Sure.
It's easy to get caught up in the details. The day-to-day grind, numb to the noise. Going round and round and round. Deep down, there's something missing. A void inside. A hole to fill. A life lacking. Then, in a minute of clarity, it hits you. The aha moment. You're needed. Kids need you. Kids of all kinds. All these funny, rambunctious, sweet, attention-seeking, vulnerable bundles of energy, they need your love and support. Some have huge life hurdles. Poverty, disease, hunger. And they're reaching out for you. Around the corner, around the world. You are a Kiwanian at heart, a role model, a guide, a builder of dreams. Together, we are Kiwanis, passionate and strong, ready to move mountains or grains of sand. Imagine every child reaching their potential. The power to help is in you. It's not about us. It's about them. Do you hear the call? Kids need Kiwanis. Kiwanis needs you.
Hi, glad to have you back. I'm Ray Scabori, your host on KiwaniTalk tonight. We're here with our guest, Renea Callery, the governor of Michigan District of Kiwanis. And when you came in, Renea, you gave me this little pin. And tell me a little bit about this pin that you have
Okay,
made.
well, it's kind of like a tradition for governors in Kiwanis I actually went to Indianapolis and I met governors from all over Michigan and the world. So they all come with a theme, okay, and they all bring pins to exchange. So I was told that I get to make a pin as to what my theme for my year would be. And I started with reconnect, okay, and I thought, how can we reconnect with our community, our clubs, and our service leadership programs, which is our students. So I said, I want reconnect because I want to bring, it was after COVID, okay, let's reconnect after COVID because we got hurt. We lost a few members because it was hard to do it via Zoom or no meetings at all in person. So my thought process was, I need to reconnect all these people, all these Kiwanians that put years and years of time in and leadership and guided our students to where they are now. So that's where that pin come from, the theme reconnect. But then I started thinking about puzzle pieces. You reconnect puzzle pieces, okay, and they become one big puzzle. So that's what my theme is. I have puzzles, all my lieutenant governors. We built a big puzzle at training because I sent them a big piece of puzzle like this. They came back and said, I wanted them to tell me what their goals were, what they're best at, and then we all work together to put that puzzle together. So that's everywhere I go now and I do an installation, it's our puzzle. We reconnect, we rewire, we re-review, we rearrange. So there's a lot of words that you can redo, but the main focus is reconnect.
Well, the pin, it's an attractive pin,
Yeah,
a very attractive pin. And of course, you have to get a few of these made up because you have to give them out to a few folks.
Yeah, I made 300.
That's a bunch.
Yeah, that's a bunch. I gave probably about half of them out. When I go to an event, that's where I give them out. I don't just walk up to people and that don't know what Kiwanis is all about. So they like it and they understand the word reconnect and the puzzle, how we're going to work the puzzle pieces together as we reconnect Kiwanis.
Yeah, I've seen people come from time to time. People would come with a display of pins they collected over the years, and one of our members, I can't.
Al Schultz.
Okay, he had a whole bunch of them.
Yes, I have a lot of his because the more I think about it, should I have saved money for our Kiwanis? Probably, but it was fun doing the pins, and people collect them. Actually, collect them.
Yeah.
Al Schultz had. I still have bags of his pins from conventions. They give them out conventions.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to talk about another subject, and that is the Key Clubs.
Yes.
Now, our club now, some of the clubs remerged and with the Dearborn Club. They're part of our club now. So what happened, one of them was the Dearborn Heights Club.
Yes.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about all the key clubs, what you know.
Well, we have Annapolis High School, Crestwood High School, Dearborn High School, Etzelford High School, Fortson High School, and Melvindale High School. So Dearborn Heights clubs, Annapolis and Crestwood, merged into us. They said, we want a key club. And so I said, okay, let's get you a key club. So they are now part of our Reconnect group, okay? And we have 3 from our clubs, Dearborn clubs, that actually went into the international convention and that are on the district board of directors for key clubs. So we're very proud of the fact that we have 3 students. In total key clubbers in our club, Dearborn, we have about probably 400 to 500 students that belong to Key Club.
I met some of the members that you were talking about because they came to a couple of our Kiwanis meetings. They came to our picnic, some of them.
Yes. Actually, I had 2 of them on KiwaniTalk.
Yeah, that's right.
At Crestwood
that's right.
and Melvindale, I had on KiwaniTalk.
Yeah, that's right. You had them on KiwaniTalk,
Yeah, they're good kids.
These are the nicest young
very
people.
Respectful.
They're very respectful,
Yeah.
very intelligent,
Yes.
they'll go far.
Yes, they will.
I gotta believe they'll go far.
The governor of Key Club last year's governor was from Crestwood. She is now at Harvard.
No, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
That's great.
Mara, she is now at Harvard. So they do go far. They're very serious when they join Key Club, okay, because they know the commitment that's involved with Kiwanis. So we are very, very proud of our Key Club.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when you think that's a great place for a committed student to join.
Yes.
Because they make friends in the club.
Yes.
Good, close friends.
Absolutely.
They have something to think about, something to do besides, for young people, that's a good group to be with.
Yeah,
Really
they have
good
fun.
Group.
They work hard, but
they're
they have
a good
fun.
influence on each
Yes,
other.
they are.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because I mean, there's so many places young people can be under not the best influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of our Key Clubs, and they're learning what I'm learning. Their governor is going through what I'm going through. We had to set our goals. We had to come up with programs. We have a awards program for distinguished and outstanding clubs, and my lieutenant governors came together and revised it, made it simple, and the clubs love it. So that's my goal, is to make simple things happen for so many people. And the more you engage other people, not the people that are just always doing it, if you reach out to somebody else, they might get excited. They're going to want to become a part of the leadership team, and they're going to tell everybody else what a great thing Kiwanis does for kids, in the community. So that's my goal. Keep it simple, communicate, and reach out and reconnect to our community and our students.
Well, I remember, I guess it was this spring before school closed, you had an awards ceremony for the Key Clubbers prior to our regular Kiwanis meeting at the Park Place. This is where we have our regular meeting. And I got to believe there were 70, 80, 90 people, 90 people there. And what impressed me is not only all the Key Clubbers were there, but all the senior advisors were there.
Yes.
I think almost without exception.
Yep. Our advisors take really this serious, to be there for the kids. If we go to an event, they volunteer, we have to have an advisor there with them. So there's rules that they have to follow, and that's what Kiwanis is all about, especially for the Key Clubs. There's rules, responsibilities, and commitment, and if you can't think about those, then don't join Key Club.
Well, now I heard something. We do our peanut sale, and the Key Clubbers also participate in that. And of course, they can't go on the street. We can't have high schoolers out on the street, but they have there are various establishments where that give them permission to. And I understand they're going to be going out for a couple of weekends.
Yep.
And I donated a couple. I don't
jugs?
have the bucket here,
Yeah.
but a couple buckets for them.
Awesome.
But I understand we're giving them a pretty good deal on that. We're giving
Yep.
them a big percentage of what they collect.
We're giving them, do you want me to tell? I mean, they are
Tell,
so
why not?
excited. So our club is so gracious and so supportive of our Key Clubbers that we take them, me and Peggy, who's the Lieutenant Governor also, we take them out and we put them in storefronts. And we found that the community donates more when a student is out there. So our students get 75% of what they bring in for peanut sales, and that helps them with their cost to go to Fall Rally, to go to their convention,
Sure.
and it gives them money to, if they want to, do something special for a group, they have the money. Plus, we also set a budget for the kids, so they love doing the peanut sales because they know they can make some money.
And we have a very dedicated treasurer.
Yes, we
and
do.
He helps keep their money
He
straight.
keeps it straight,
He's
yep.
very,
Yep.
honestly, his spreadsheet is as long as Ford Motor Company's.
Yeah, he
you
does
know.
a great job. Al does a great job on our,
He
on our
really
kids.
does.
Yeah.
Well, we're down to a couple minutes here, and what would you like to say about your goals for the year, for the rest of the year? This is a lot of it here.
Yeah.
But if anything you want to add at this point.
Well, I'd like to first say thank you to our club, because if it wasn't for them, they support me when I go and say, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? It's all in fun, and they tease me a lot about, you talk too much and stuff like that. But if it wasn't for the support of our Dearborn Club, I probably wouldn't be doing this. So I want to give back. I want to continue to give back through every club that is in the Michigan district. I may not get there to see all of them. I can do it Zoom, but I am traveling more to see clubs. And I just want to appreciate Kiwanis and all that they do within our club and every club that's in Michigan.
Well, we're about there. Renee, Governor of Michigan District of Kiwanis, thank you very much for joining us.
I really appreciate it.
It's really a pleasure and an honor to have you on
Thank you.
KiwaniTalk.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Join us on KiwaniTalk again soon.